Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back home, back to Canada. The Olympia is over. Oh my gosh, what an experience this was. It was the trip of a lifetime. My husband and I are so blue to be home, for it to be over. We had such an amazing time. So by now you've already seen my show day recap. Show day was incredible. Peak week was incredible. That has its own recap, and the Olympia itself has its own recap where I told you everything that I thought from my eyes watching those incredible IFBB pro athletes. It was such an experience. So now all that's left is to tell you all about everything else. There was Meet the Olympians, there were 2 days worth of the expo, there was the pre-judging finals, and then of course all of the amazing food and wine and tiki bar drinks that I had in between. I just got to tell you guys everything. And even after the Olympia, we went on a tiny little detour before coming home, and I filmed it all. So I hope you enjoy this recap of the Olympia week. It was so spectacular, and it's been a real treat having you guys come along with me for this prep. So I had fallen asleep in my show day makeup, so I woke up very glammed, ready to go, and I've discovered I love seafood for breakfast. Who knew? We checked out of the host hotel, went just down the street to something a little bit closer to the tourist stuff. We got nachos for lunch, of course, my favorite. American peach water. Pretty good. And then we just went walking. We had steps to take. I didn't do any cardio that day. It was a beautiful, sunny-ish day, but it was warm. It's Florida. And we just had a lovely time talking, holding hands. It was nice. We are on an adventure. We just left the hotel and started walking. And before you know it, how many steps is your watch saying we took? 15,000 steps later, we're finally sitting. We made it to the outlet mall, which is not even our style. We're not big shoppers, but we're here. We've got coffee. There's a Michael Kors right there. So we'll explore a little and then go to the next place. Found a book at Saks off Fifth Avenue, nachos for dinner. So we ended up taking an Uber to the East Market. I had heard about the most amazing place in here, Gideon's Bakery. Oh my gosh, the vibe was so up my alley. It was like a spooky apothecary that made cakes and cookies. It was so cool. Their decor was amazing. Everything looked delicious. Tons of icing on their cakes. Their cookies were massive. And just the whole vibe of the place was so cool. I'm ready. Okay. We want to get one of the special
Correct choice,
candies.
yes. And the walnut?
Yeah.
Anything else for today? Okay. So let me get your two. I will bear that.
The cookies were so big, like check out all of the toppings. They were almost more like a cake than a cookie at the end of the day, just giant. And the Halloween-y, spooky, gothic decor and vibes really spoke to me. I love this place. It was so cool. And the owner was amazing. They gave us great ideas for things to do in the neighborhood. It was awesome. I'm so glad that we went all the way up to this part of Florida. And then, to our delight, the Uber driver had us going through the most beautiful neighborhoods to get to our restaurant for dinner. It was nice to see kind of a different aspect of Orlando. We had done downtown, we had done the convention center, tourist area, and now we were just driving through these beautiful houses. We got to see nice landscaping and architecture. Most of these houses backed onto this gorgeous lake. It was just a really nice, lovely day. It was just beautiful. It was really nice to see another area of this city, and we would have loved to explore more. Then we made it to my favorite place of the entire trip, the wine room. You guys, this place was incredible. I have never been to a place like this. So it's part restaurant, part liquor store, and part wine tasting room. All of the wine is behind glass in these vending machines, essentially. You get a card, and it turns out it was ladies' night. So she matched dollar for dollar all of the money that we put on our card. And you would just go up to one of these machines, pick the wine you wanted. It was organized by red wine, white wine, rare wine, sweet wine, South African, Italian, French, whatever you wanted. And you just chose whether you wanted a sample, a small glass, or a large cup. And it was so much fun. This was literally the highlight of the entire trip for me. I got to try a wine that I've wanted to try essentially my entire life. And it was just amazing. My second favorite food, kettle cut chips with blue cheese dressing.
It's good?
It's good. Wow. Oh, baby. It's good.
Okay.
We just had the most marvelous time. I'm so glad we went. It was fun. And then we got to just explore the neighborhood a little bit. I was in the perfect outfit, but unfortunately everything was closed. Oh well, next time. So the next day we woke up early, and you know what, you guys, I was right back into doing cardio. It's just part of my routine. I don't mind getting up while my husband is still sleeping. As long as I can get it done before he wakes up, what difference does it make, right? So I had a date with the treadmill, and then we went out for breakfast. We found a beautiful Parisian cafe, and once again, I ordered smoked salmon. So clearly, I like seafood for breakfast. Then we went to Target. We don't have Target in Canada, so that was fun to look around. And I regret not getting the Sophia Brew Rosé. Next time. Remember, I got the regular rosé on show day. I should have gotten it. Oh well. So then we went for lunch. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've never been for sushi, let alone to a place that had like a conveyor belt sushi system. This was so cool.
Food. Take it and enjoy your meal.
Okay.
Are those turquoise straws?
They appear to be.
I'm going back. Call me if you need anything.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, dig in. Seared eel with miso cream cheese.
So good.
Enjoy, baby. That's your favorite now?
Mm-hmm.
More than the shrimp?
100%. I love eel. And I can honestly say eel is now my favorite food of all time. Thank you. You're welcome. Have a nice day. Thanks. Then we went to Crumble Cookies. And then it was time to warm up in the sunshine. I worked on my videos, and then we got ready for Meet the Athletes. So we walked back to the expo center. It was busy. That is one thing about the whole weekend we noticed. There were lineups all the time, which is fair, but it always seemed a little chaotic. You didn't really know where the lineup started, where it ended. There were multiple lineups to get in, but at the end of the day, we all got in. And I did some people watching, saw the athletes up close. That was really cool. Saw some coaches, saw some, a lot of them come with an entourage with photographers. They're filming for their own YouTube channels. So this was kind of my first look at some of those pros. It was just really exciting to see everybody. So finally, we got access into the hall, and it was a bit chaotic in there. Also, they had the athletes organized in kind of clusters. So fitness and figure were at the back. You had wellness over by the front. Bikini and women's physique were off in the corner together. Some girls had lineups, some didn't. Some had brought their own photos, others didn't. You know, you didn't really know what to expect. The lighting wasn't great. They had the stage lights on, which meant that if you were facing the wrong direction in your photo, you were completely backlit. So we kind of wish they had just turned on the lights so that you knew your photos would turn out. But anyway, it was so incredible to finally meet some of the people I have been talking with, admiring. I look up to these women so much, and it was so spectacular to get some of these hugs and just to say hello in real life. And it was over too soon. I would have loved to have met more girls. I didn't have time to stand in any of the big lineups. I just tried to meet as many as I could, and they were done at 9 p.m. and before you know it, it was over. And here's a couple more athletes we actually met before the expo. If you saw my Peak Week video, you would have seen these photos. Okay, so then of course we ended up at a tiki bar, sort of. It was tiki-ish, and I got something in a tiki cup, so it's a win. Okay, the next morning we got up super early, down to Protein Bar, and booked it over to the Expo Center. We did not want to be late. I knew that women's bodybuilding was starting right away, and I didn't want to miss anything. So I stood at that stage the entire day. Again, there was a lot of people, but this time we got to go in really quickly. So in terms of the expo, there was all kinds of fun stuff. Lots of protein-related snacks, bars, protein powders, samples, a lot of energy drinks, gummies, some clothing, workout equipment, and then random things like, you know, heat pads for your shoulders and, you know, just all kinds of exercise-related stuff. Wolfpack by far had the busiest booth. It was always like 3 people deep trying to get their patches. Some booths were more wild and crazy and party-ish than others. And of course, I took footage of all of the beautiful bikini suits that I saw. The glitter, the glitz, oh my gosh, they sparkled so beautifully. This AB Crystal one really caught my eye. I've always been curious about a full white suit. And even Attila was there with her bathing suit line. That was very nice to see. So here's a look at a kind of a fishbowl look at the stage. Like I said, I stood there the entire day. It was the VIPs who got to have seats, and it would have been nice to have had access to a chair at the very least. I would have paid you know, I know you get what you pay for, but it was too bad that I had to stand the whole time.
Solid pick. She looks stable. She's getting into that hole with confidence. Fires up. She got the rest.
Total of 8 reps. When they finish, they got a sprint to the start line and blast to the finish line. 3 reps left from there. 2 reps left. And
here they go. 500 pounds on the yoke. About 228 kilos for our international ranks.
And then, of course, there were a few celebrity athlete sightings at the expo itself. It was really cool to see some of these people up close and get a few more autographs and hugs. And man, it was so cool, you guys. What an experience. Meeting Juji Mufu was the highlight of the trip for my husband as well as for me. This was so special. We've been big fans of him for a long time. He is just as cool in real life as he is in his videos. So friendly. What a guy. And when we told him that we knew Antoine, that we had met him in Toronto, Juji insisted that we get the gang back together again for one more photo of all of us together. It was so cool. So then we had a quick supper and headed back to line up for the evening show, a little bit more celebrity sighting. Here's a look at the stage. We were disappointed that it wasn't more of a stadium seating setup. The floor was completely flat, and so if you didn't have seats right up at the front, you really didn't get a very good view. Again, I totally appreciate you get what you pay for, but we still paid a fair amount of money even for those seats in the back, and it would have been nicer if we could have seen a little bit better. But I did come up to the front just to give you guys a look at the stage up close. You can see over here is where the judges were, the media, all the VIPs, very close. It was pretty cool in there. Lots of rock concert vibes. It was super loud. It probably didn't have to be as loud as it was. And the lights. Okay, the lights were a bit much. They really were going crazy, shining them into the audience, not just when people won, but all the time. So that was a bit of a complaint. And then the thing that drove me the most crazy was the constant stream of people walking down the aisles. I don't know what people were doing, if they were using the washroom, buying food, drinks, but I swear we needed ushers and an intermission. I was getting so frustrated by people walking down the aisles and blocking the stage. You were essentially forced to watch on the screens because you could never actually see what was happening. So again, I feel like stadium seating would have been nice, and an intermission. Security, that's what we needed, security guards. People were there with their babies too. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, I don't mean to complain too much. It was still pretty spectacular to be there. And then, oh my gosh, I went outside, tried to get a little bit of an up-close look at the athletes as they were coming out. So cool. Got a few more hugs, a few more photos. Everybody was just so excited. It was a really fantastic experience. Day one in the books. And even one of you guys came up to say hello. That absolutely made my day. Okay, so next was Saturday morning. Once again, we booked it early and headed to the expo center so I could get a spot right at the front to watch bikini. Saw a few more athletes, celebrities as I was coming in. And then I just spent the day watching bikini and looking for friends. It was so good, again, like I said, to meet some of these amazing athletes that I've been speaking to. And then we hung out backstage where the bikini girls were coming off, just so I could get a little bit of footage for you guys of the athletes hugging their loved ones. It was really nice to see. But we had access, you know, it wasn't like they were in their own area and we couldn't go up and say hello. So that was really special, to reconnect with friends and to get up close. So this time there was a little bit more free time. So my husband and I went to a Greek restaurant, very unusual choice for us, but we were just, you know, going with the flow. It was fun. But check this out. Arnold was being so cheeky. He was flying a plane overhead, advertising the Arnold Classic. There were vans blasting music with billboards on the sides. And then we found out that he announced that day that the Arnold was going to be live streamed for free. Okay, friends, we are in line to get into the finals. I'm going to show you the line. It's kind of crazy. Ready? Okay, in real time, that video is 6 minutes long. That's a lot of people. Time for finals. Here we go.
With Integral Medica, the #1 sports nutrition company in all.
So for the evening show, we were a little more prepared. I brought a jacket because it had been very cold the night before. We brought drinks, some snacks. We wanted to be a little bit more comfortable. For a few moments, Tamara, the lovely angel, invited me up to the front. I could sit next to her. Oh my gosh, the view was incredible. I was right behind the judges. It was so cool. First of all, it was cool to see her and to talk just a little bit, but also to be so close to these amazing male athletes was really awesome. And I think I got some pretty great pictures, and man, thank you, Tamara. Then bikini, these girls are so gorgeous. I wanted to show you guys a bit of what the stage looked like. Like I said, unless you were up close, you didn't really see too much, but that's why you go to prejudging. It was so cool watching the show, seeing Jennifer win, and she got this beautiful moment with Dana Lynn Bailey, which was lovely. I'm a fan of Dana. And then I myself got a moment with Dana in the hallway, so that was cool. And of course, connected with a few more friends. Oh, it was just amazing. So the next morning we had to check out, but I wanted to show you guys some of the swag we got from the expo. Mostly it was energy drinks and protein samples, but there was also some socks, some gummies, some lotion. And I couldn't believe that Halloween literally was days before and already everything was Christmas. Here's our Halloween family portrait. We got it done right before we left. I forgot to show you. And now we headed out to the Cheesecake Factory. We don't have these back home. We heard that the menu was pretty great. I can't say I was particularly impressed. I guess I'm not really that into cheesecake, but it was still fun. We are in the airport, leaving Orlando, but we're not going home yet. Time for a little bit more fun before the holiday is over. You excited?
Yeah.
So it was a great flight. I got a lot of work done for my Olympia recap video. And then it was time to check in and go out for dinner. So it was a beautiful room with a great view, perfect location. Do you know where we are? You got to know where we are by now. It's not Rome. Las Vegas, our favorite party place. We were really disappointed that the Olympia wasn't in Vegas this year, and I had to treat my husband and take him. You know, it had been quite a Sophia trip, and this was now his turn. So first stop was the Golden Steer for the most beautiful, elegant, romantic dinner. It was unbelievable. The history in this restaurant, the food was insane. Oh man, what an experience. This was a really great start to our Las Vegas adventure. And then we went to the Golden Tiki, which is undoubtedly my favorite tiki bar, if not my favorite bar ever on the entire planet. I love this place. We've gone a couple times. This is so my vibe. Every time I've mentioned to you guys that I wanted to have a tiki experience, this is ultimately what we were aiming for, the Golden Tiki. And once again, kettle chips, but this time they have fruitcake honey and onion dip. That's strong. Made friends. It was amazing. Loved it. So the next morning, no cardio. This is Vegas. We got up and went to the buffet. We are at Caesar's Palace at the buffet. We're just early. It's behind me. I'm almost intimidated about what to eat here. Once again, I gravitated towards fish. So clearly I am discovering about myself I am a seafood lover, particularly for breakfast. So I'm going to work that into my off-season menu planning. The buffet was crazy. I tried tiny little bites of everything, things I had never had before. I've never had eggs Benedict or croque madame. There was Filipino food, Korean barbecue, waffles, bacon, an entire pig, sushi. The Asian section was huge. The fish section was huge. Monkey bread was the only thing that actually made me stop. It smelled amazing, and that is the one thing I went back for seconds. So I guess I'm simple at heart. It's a beautiful dish. Then we just went shopping. We went to Diptyque and Louboutin. These shoes, oh my gosh.
And you can wear them again. Absolutely, you can dress them up, dress them down. They look super cute with jeans.
I have two female idols in this world. One of them is Dita Von Teese. I would have loved to see her show, but the timing didn't work out, and I could not convince anybody that worked there to open up her gift shop for me to let me buy something. So we'll have to go back. My other idol, Martha Stewart. We're at Martha Stewart's restaurant. pretty in here. Martha and Dita, two amazingly successful businesswomen, beautiful, gorgeous girls who have just achieved so much. And it was really nice to go to the Bedford. This restaurant is modeled after Martha's house. Are you kidding me? It was beautiful. We were essentially the only people in there. We got there right when they opened. We just stayed for a little drink and it was absolutely beautiful. And once again, completely decked out for Christmas. Halloween was over. Got myself a beautiful cocktail, and then we ended up at a speakeasy. This one was like a ski lodge, very interesting, unexpected. We were just waiting for our table to be ready at the restaurant next door. So that was a neat little discovery. And then we went to Super Frigo, which is Italian psychedelic. So the concept here is that while you're eating, you don't know what's gonna happen. Crazy vibes, very like disco, weird dancers and performers come up to your table. I think we were just there a little too early. It was still pretty tame. The food was good. The pizza was delicious. But overall, you know, it was a bit bizarre, to say the least. Next up was the Lost Spirits Distillery. This place was so cool.
Gypsy light.
Hello there, welcome. This is going to be your very first rum tasting of the evening. Your 20,000 leagues underneath the sea rum at 84 proof for 42.2% alcohol. Hold on to the glass all night long because that's how you get more rum tastings. And then through the pounds mouth you go. As you can hear, the first show has already started.
Okay. So essentially you just walked around the most beautifully decorated venue and waited to see spectacular, like Cirque du Soleil level performances right in front of you. You were so close to these performers. Everybody had such cool little, very quick shows. This guy here was unbelievable. He did this whole routine spinning from the light. Oh my gosh. And man, this guy was lean. I was checking out his abs, good delts. He was an amazing athlete. He looked so good, and what a performance he put on. You also got to have rum samples while you watched the performances. So you walked around the venue, you found 4 different tables, each with a different flavor and variety of rum, which was not easy for me. I do drink wine, but straight rum, yikes. My favorite rum was the cherry rum. That was delicious. Dancers were our favorite. They were so beautiful. The connection, the movements, oh my gosh, it was absolutely gorgeous. Our favorite room was the submarine. You actually felt like you were underwater. It was swaying back and forth. I guess they serve dinner in here sometimes. Oh, it was really cool. Then we went to a seance. But you know what, you guys? I can admit I was so tired by the end of the night. We had these great seats. I did not last. I was out. The next morning, we were leaving already. We checked out and just started out on the town once more, our last day. We made it to In-N-Out Burger, which we don't have in Canada. It was okay. We've had some pretty incredible food on this trip, so the burger for me was nothing special. Then we just walked around Vegas and we did a little more shopping, smelled some more perfumes, looked at the shops, got some more sunshine, and then we made it to Pink Box. A few people recommended this place to us, so we had to try a couple donuts. We got the croissant donut with bacon on it, Samoa donut, and then I got a chocolate macaroon. Didn't even make it in the picture.
A lot of walking to get to the train station to increase our walking.
Once again, kettle chips with blue cheese dressing at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant. We do this every time we go to Vegas. It's our favorite. And then our final stop, oh, this place was so beautiful. The Vanderpump Cocktail Garden, absolutely gorgeous. We didn't have too much time. It was the last place we got to eat and have a beautiful glass of wine before leaving back to Canada. So what a trip. It was amazing. I had hoped to work on my videos on the plane. Nuh-uh, you guys, I slept the entire time. I think I was asleep before we even took off. When we arrived home after the Olympia, it was immediately into mom life. One kid was already sick when we arrived, which meant that I got the flu 2 days later. Now it's just right into life. We had a birthday party. The Christmas tree has been put up. Like, there is no time to do anything. So definitely got to get back into a routine, got to get back into my morning 5 a.m. cardio. And I'm excited for that. It's been a little bit of time off, but I'm ready to dive in and start working on some of those gains that I'm really excited to make. I don't have any shows planned for the foreseeable future. It is just going to be a really good, long, productive off-season. I've got some really big goals. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish before I come back on stage. I really want to evaluate what to do next time I'm back, whether it's stick with the wig or keep my strawberry blonde, or if I want to change my suit color, or, you know, there are so many things to think about and to really look at the details of the show itself. But right now, I'm just enjoying that afterglow of a really fun trip, a really successful prep, and also looking forward to being done for a little while and just relaxing. And when I come back, I'm going to be even better than I am now. So I have to show you guys some of the souvenirs that I got from the trip. I didn't get too much, but definitely baggage size was a concern. I couldn't get everything I wanted. My most prized souvenir from the trip is undoubtedly my collection of autographs, and some of the athletes had their own photos, and some of them, a lot of them, signed an index card that I brought. So I have some work to do to find some beautiful photos and get them framed onto our gym wall in the basement. But this is such an amazing collection, and what a memory I have of every single athlete that I got to meet. I was able to find the outfit that I wanted from the NPC clothing line. I got some IFBB Pro stuff. It's a crop top and sweatpants set. So very excited about those. I've also got my t-shirt from doing the Amateur Olympia. I am going to wear this every day for the rest of my life, probably. I was able to grab some patches from the Wolfpack booth. They didn't have one that I really wanted. I guess it's like a limited edition. They don't sell it anymore. But you know what? As soon as I got home, I went online and I looked for embroidered patches and I found something that will absolutely do. So here's a look at what I ordered online. And for now, here's my new patch collection. The only My Cookie Dealer cookies that we were able to get were the ones that came in my swag bag at the amateur show. But I had more than enough cookies over the trip, and I even kept the box from Gideon's. So this will look very cool on one of my shelves in the living room. I even kept the little card from the wine room. That was such a cool place. And even though I regret not getting the bubbly rosé, I was able to find Sophia white wine, it's bubbly too, here in Canada as soon as I got home. So that was a delight because it wasn't available before we left. What a score. We had seen this book at the outlet mall at the Saks off 5th. I found it at the library. Actually, it's really amazing. It's got some good recipes inside. And I kept the pen and some napkins from Martha Stewart's restaurant, as well as that beautiful Vanderpump cocktail garden. So at the Diptyque store, I smelled this amazing vanilla perfume. They gave me a little sample of it. It just is so smoky and delicious. I also really liked the Jo Malone ginger biscuit, so I'm gonna keep my eye open for that one. Maybe Black Friday sale, we'll see. Speaking of perfume, I did manage to grab this beautiful smelling vanilla from Anthropologie. I guess it's really hard to find in Canada, but I found it no problem down in Orlando. And it was the scent of the trip. Once I was done with show day and I was allowed to have fragrances again, oh, this is gonna bring back so many memories every time I wear it. We had gone to Costco and actually I was hoping to find a Dash waffle maker with removable plates. It wasn't there, and you know what? The day we got home, I found something that I liked even better, but I still consider it a souvenir from the trip. I found a Halloween waffle maker that I don't already have, and a Christmas pancake pan. So the two of these kind of combine to be the same thing, right? Yeah. We also had a lot of fun just walking around and looking at all the different flavors. There are so many more things available in the States than there are here in Canada. And this sounds so delicious. It got a bit squished in my bag, but I cannot wait to try peppermint mocha coffee. Yum. You guys know how much I love baking. I'm not normally a boxed mix kind of girl, but I was so excited when I found the Dolly Parton stuff. It took 2 different stores to find these ones. There's still a couple things that I'm missing, but I managed to get quite a lot of stuff, as well as some icing, chocolate, and buttercream. So I've got a little bit more to collect, but not too bad. And then there were 2 things that we got for our kids. One souvenir from Orlando, and the other was something I saw at the gift shop at the Flamingo in Vegas. You may notice that I have a particular like of pink sprinkle donuts. I found a really cute donut magnet, but it was way too expensive. So I just saved the idea, came home, found it online, and I'll put it in the kids' stockings for Christmas. Now that we're home, it's just a matter of getting back into the groove of those early morning workouts, getting meals prepped, but also having a little bit more relaxation and a little bit more time for enjoyment with friends and family and good food. So until next time, thank you again for coming with me along this 12-week prep. It's been so much fun. And stay tuned for my pro show recaps. Those will be coming back once I am back into the groove of regular, routine life. So that's it for now.